Bienvenue Ulfus Racing PlayStation. Has been a while, mais on continue here in Watkins Glen International, the Wildcard Challenge, of course, du Renault RS01 avec, ouh là là, c'est très joli color ici, le Pelpro color there. And here is race 1, round 4, c'est Delphi Morin in the position, followed by George Jesus, followed by Diego Silva, Darren Head, Simon Allen, Diego Almeida, Kevin Allen, André Dalby, Jumbo, Scott Davly, John Scott et Todd Antonio in 12 spot. Et oulala, c'est le départ! C'est le départ. Delphi Mora goes into the lead of the race, followed by George Jesus. But Delphi Mora, what a start! He looks like rocket from the off, and he is Diego Silva in fourth place. Darren Head is up into third place. Nicely done there by Darren in overtaking Diego Silva, and this is the battle for the lead. Look at this, Delphi Mora was rocket, but now he's under chase from George Jesus, and the third placement Darren Head. Darren Head, very good start, and John Scott has a problem because he's in ooh la 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 Delphi Mora there after a chicane, running wide. We talked about John Scott. He dropped into last place, so he's in 12th, and still we are on the first lap of this Watkins Glen Renault circuit. Ooh la 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 la, look at this spec, Diego Silva in that jaune car. Darren Head up into second. Darren Head up into second place. Delphi Mora makes small mistake there. Darren Head into second place. This is Simon Allen, who was in fifth place. Let's see from the start. Nicely by Diego Almeida with a pretty good start. There is turn one. Ooh la 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 la. What's going to happen here? And this is two-wheeler there from Simon Allen. Simon Allen, two wheels in the air, but look at this very civilized depart here in Watkins Glen. Everyone is giving each other space. They are actually in single file now. Mais non, Simon Allen is trying to. There is the chicane. No action. Oh, Delphi Mora was really off the track there. Delphi Mora, the leader of this race. This is John Scott. Ooh la la, let's see what if we find out what happened to John Scott. He's oh, nice start there. He's in 11th. 3 wide into the first corner, probably not a great idea. John Scott gets out of it and he stops on the track. He stops on the track there. John Scott, but he recovers, so he's in the race. He's in the race. He's just decided to stop for a little while, and he drops back to last. Todd Antonio there in 11th spot. We are still on the premier lap. This is Darren Head, and Darren Head, this is how he did it. Nicely done there through the chicane. Actually, no track limit problem, and Darren. Up in the second place now in this race, but still plenty of racing to go here in Watkins Glen. Simon Allen drops, yes, he drops 1 plus from Diego Almeida. It's tricky corner, this one over here. Tricky corner here in Watkins Glen. This is André Dalby in 8th place. Kevin Allen is the driver ahead, and André Dalby they're trying to brake very late, and Scott Davly in 10th place. He lost position to Jumbo, and we still have plenty of racing to go. And finally, we are going to end the first lap of this race. It has been a while to finish this first lap with so many replays. George Jesus is trying very hard. He's in third place, and he's trying to stay in touch with Darren Head. He hit the wall there in the last corner. Very easy to do that particular mistake. Look at this, Diego Almeida running wide in turn one as well. That's just another day in the office, as the English would say. And Diogo is under pressure from Simon Allen. Remember that Simon Allen was ahead in qualifying, but dropped after the start of the race to 6th place. and now in the second lap, look at this Diogo, very aggressive there to the chicane. It's not necessarily the fastest way to go around that chicane. We have a nice little pack. Look at this, the first 9 are only separated by 5 seconds, and there's still a lot of cars there. And look at this, Jumbo is in 9th spot, but you can see at least 5 cars in the horizon. So plenty of close racing still here in Watkins Glen. Simon Allen thinking again. On an attack towards the Diogo Almeida, and a bit of single file racing here now in Watkins Glen. C'est Kevin Allen. The contact, bit of contact. Simon Allen saying that I am here, do not dare to overtake me. Andre Dalby, they're running wide. It's a very easy corner to run wide, but now Simon Allen, from being the aggressor in towards the 5th place, he's become the prey for Kevin Allen. He tries to go. A bit of track limit problem there. We do not track limit, so to speak, in this championship, but of course we rely on drivers not abusing at least too much. It is the same for everyone, and it provides better racing in the Ulfix Racing PlayStation. And Darren Head now under pressure from Georges Jesus. Georges, of course, the championship leader, and trying here to keep that championship lead and that dream of being champion alive. To be the first championship for Georges Jesus in Ulfix Racing PlayStation. A bit overdue, but Georges has had a very good season, and Delphine Mora is the main rival, and Delphine Mora is in the lead of this race now on the 3rd lap out of 12. Andre Dalby is the purple car. Of course, Darren Head also has a purple car. Renault RS0. Ici, c'est Andre Dalby in 8th position. Diogo Silva is losing a bit of touch with the podium position. He's in 4th place, 4 seconds behind leader, and he's got 8 tenths of a second of a gap over Diogo Almeida in 5th place. And this is the closest battle now. This is battle for 2nd place. Oh, Darren Head! Oh, no! Darren Head lost his header. This is classic mistake. Oh he went in with way too much speed, almost going into pit exit. Almost wanted to park the car there, but he loses positions. This is the result of the pack being so close. You make small mistake, and then for 2nd place, Darren Head is in 7th place now for Darren Head. C'est Andre Dalby qui a une poursuite now de Darren Head, poursuite. Darren Head lost his head there, and everyone went ahead of him. Let's see what he can do. This promotes Georges Jesus to 2nd place. Et Diogo Silva now in podium position. But Diogo Almeida is not far behind. C'est dans le driver there. Dans le driver, c'est cool. C'est Darren Head. One mistake never comes alone. Darren Head here again with too much speed in the entry. Is that what going to happen? Yes. He rotates. A little bit too much rotation. He does not spin. He does. He does spin. No. Darren Head, no. He's pressing reset button, but probably cannot do it. And this is again. Almost collecting there. John Scott up into the top 10 position, and Darren Head now has an enormous mountain to climb because he's in 11th. He's 19 seconds from the leader. Leader is Delphine Mora since the beginning of this race, and he's now have almost 3 seconds of a gap over Georges Jesus. Then is Diogo Silva. Then is Diogo Almeida, top 4 Portuguese in Watkins Glen here, round 4 out of 5, race 1. So this is the seventh race of the season, 3 to go. After this, look at this battle here that Diogo Almeida in fourth place, sorry. And the Allens are at it, as the English would say. Simon Allen, and now Simon Allen, that number, he runs out of ground, and here comes Kevin Allen there, side by side there. Side by side, Kevin Allen and Simon Allen. Of course, Diogo Almeida must be loving it because he now has a bit of breathing space because the other two are so much battling with one another as they go through the chicane one more time. This is the fifth or fourth lap, I can't remember, but we will get reminded. Yes, it's the fifth lap of this race, and look at this now. Diogo Almeida for being under pressure from Simon Allen, has a bit of breathing space, and Adrenal B now in seventh. That is actually closer to the Allens than the Allens are to Diogo Almeida. Seems to me that Kevin Allen has a bit more pace at this point of the race. Let's see what it will be interesting to see what Kevin would do if he were to pass. Overtake Simon Allen. Let's find out. Maybe Kevin Allen is going to overtake Simon Allen looking a bit out of shape. Oh, and Red Albi almost losing it there. This corner, you do have to be very precise with throttle control, and Kevin Allen is now a little bit frustrated because he thinks he's got better pace, and he probably has better pace than Simon Allen. He could be putting pressure on Diogo Almeida. Instead, he's just behind Simon, and another lap is in the books, as the English would say. And Simon Allen almost losing it there in turn one. Kevin Allen the battle continues now. We are reaching the midpoint of this race at the end of this lap. Delphi Mora, the gap to second place, 3 seconds. Look at the Allens, they are really out there, recovering a bit of ground as well from Diogo Almeida. Diogo seems to have a bit of problem right now because he's losing touch with the podium positions as well. He is 3 seconds behind Diogo Silva, and he was less than a second just a couple of laps ago. So it seems to me that the podium guys are sort of getting safer, but of course nothing is safe in the All First Racing PlayStation. Everything is under dispute until the last corner of the last lap, and in this case Delphi Mora is going to have to still battle for this win, and certainly Diogo Almeida is going to have to contend with the Allens behind him, and he does seem to have a slightly slower pace at this point of the race, Diogo Almeida, and he continues. Kevin Allen in pursuit of Simon Allen. Simon Allen a bit slow over the last corner, but Kevin Allen wasn't close enough. He isn't close enough, and this is Jumbo in 8th place. He's lost a bit of touch with André Dalby for second behind, but something is, the curve, the curve here, and he tries to press reset button, but to no avail, as the English would say. Now he's a little bit stuck, and he decides to do it manually, but Jumbo drops down to, unfortunately, to 11th place. This promotes Darren Head into the top 10. Darren Head, of course, was running second until that lap where he did 2 mistakes in one lap, which was very unfortunate because now he's 22 seconds from the leader, and he's very, very far from podium. He's about 10 seconds, I believe, from the podium. We do not have the gaps here right now. Kevin Allen in that Renault RS01. Look at his interior, French quality materials. What a style, what a design in this Renault RS01. And Kevin Allen continuing to go in pursuit of Simon Allen. Let's see, now we are in the second half of the race, and this is Scott Avli problem. Ooh la la la, he goes back into the racing line, and John Scott doing a great job. Of course, he was last in the first lap, and now he's already up into 8th place. That is very interesting, and he's overtaken, of course, Darren Head, who has had problem. He's overtaken Scott Davy, also Jabo. La 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 la. Kevin Allen. He was doing such a good race and lost it at the exit of the chicane. Drama. Coup de théâtre here in this battle for fourth place. As Kevin Allen is off the track now, promoting to sixième place, André Dalby, and what is this? This is, I believe, Darren Head on Scott Davy. This is going to be in the inside, and this is going to be game, set, and match, as the English would say. Not quite, because the Darren was using the inside curve. Not advisable in that corner to use the inside curve. Anyway, Darren Head already now up into 9th spot, and he's not that far behind John Scott. The problem is going to be Kevin Allen. Even with that small excursion of the track, he's still miles ahead of Simon Allen. Oh la 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 la. This is problem with reset button. Problem. Oh la la la. This was a close call, as the English would say. Simon Allen did press the reset button, but the reset button, puts you back exactly on the racing line, and Andre Dalby did have contact with Simon Allen. Fortunately, no damage to inward focusing by station. Fortunately, also no time lost for Andre Dalby. Andre Dalby now up into 5th spot. That's very good. Andre Dalby making a great race here in Watkins Glen. 6ème place now Simon Allen and Kevin Allen. They are together because they did one spin each, and therefore they are now evens, as the English would say. So we will need a tiebreaker here to see which Allen is going to spin the most in this race. We still have 4 laps to go, so plenty of time for this competition. It's a bit of a side competition. Let's see if one of the Allens takes the lead in terms of number of spins in this race. Now, top 3 say Delphi Mora, 4 seconds, then Jorge Jesus, then Diogo Silva doing a great job, but he's lower than the 2 leaders. He's not completely out of it, but he's 1 second behind Jorge. You will need some help from Jorge to eventually challenge for 2nd place. And then is Diogo Almeida, then Andre Dalby, and now the Allens are again together, but now this time round battling for 6ème place. That 37 c'est Kevin Allen in 7ème place. Then is John Scott. John Scott doing a great race, but he's 7 seconds behind Kevin Allen. And he's going to have Darren Head for company, because Darren is faster. He's done one, well, not really faster in the previous lap, but certainly faster in this one, because John Scott has lost a bit of time. We will check it out in the start-finish line with the lap times. That number 17 is John Scott. John Scott does 1:40.199, and Darren Head, as expected, 1:38.9, so definitely faster. And look at this, Darren is coming with everything, and he wants that 8th position. Then is behind is Scott Davy in 10th, then 11th is Jumbo, 12th is Todd Antonio, and we are on lap 9. Look at this, Simon Allen still with hopes to catch Andre Dalby. Andre Dalby doing a great job there, because his last lap was actually faster than Simon Allen, not faster than Kevin Allen, but very small gap there. So Andre Dalby definitely has a pace, very consistent, and very quick, quicker than the cars behind him. Now Darren Head is coming for John Scott. This has been happening. Ooh, la 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 la. Was there contact, or John Scott was trying to give some room to Darren? We do not. Let's see the replay here. This is Darren. Is he going to bump into Scott? Yes, he did bump into John Scott. Sorry. So it was a bit of a bump and run there by Darren. let's see if we'll have any change of positions. We'll keep an eye on that. And I think Johnson's also, well, he did break a bit early, but let's see what happens in this circumstance. Oh la la la, Andredalbi, problem. Oh, Andredalbi has dropped back to 7th spot. We could not see what happened. Oh, we're going to see what happened now. He's in 5th spot, Andredalbi, and he's going to, running wide there, running wide, rotating a little bit too much. He did rotate and lost 2 positions, which means it's all back to square zero, like the English would say. This is the replay, and he did rotate a bit more than the corner. Oh, nice done there. He at least kept pointing in the right direction, mais no, all back to square zero, as the English would say. And with Simon Allen in 5th place, and 6e place c'est Kevin Allen, mais maintenant they're very far behind. Oh, Delphi Mora, the race leader. Oh la 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 la, this is a disaster, but he keeps the lead. He had a comfortable lead over 4 seconds now. The lead is still there, but not comfortable. George Jesus all of a sudden is again in play, as the English would say, and George is now coming with everything in the last 3 laps of this race. They have a couple of seconds over Diogo Silva. Diogo Silva is out of the contention for this race win, but now all of a sudden we have a race for the win here. Ooh la 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 la, this is interesting. As we'll keep an eye on the gap there at the front, say 1.1 second, and only 3 laps, 2.5 laps to go. This is now Kevin Allen again trying to go after Simon Allen, but let's look at the gap for Diogo Almeida. Say 5 seconds, almost 4 seconds, sorry. 4 seconds, pardon, but still is a little bit too high for just a couple of laps remaining here in Watkins Glen. Andredalbi was doing a great job, very consistent, but only one mistake. He dropped from 5th to 7th. As there is we have now all sorts of random shots of the paysage here in New York State, upstate New York, in Watkins Glen, and now we have a view of the 2 drivers that have spent the most time together in this race, Simon Allen and Kevin Allen. The gap at the front is just under a second, momentarily under a second there. Last lap, no, it's not the last lap, it's the penultimate lap of the race, as this Jorge Jesus, not the greatest line there, and he's losing time now. Look at these 1.6, 1.7, is a mistake there by Jorge Jesus, not a big one, but he did lose a few tenths of a second. Diogo Almeida in 4th spot. Then is Simon Allen, followed by they're together, and as they have been for the last many laps as they go through the chicane. Kevin Allen only has 1 more lap to try to make a move here on Simon Allen. Let's see. Oh no, he seems to be losing a bit of time there. Maybe a mistake, but he did lose a few tenths of a second as well. The last lap is almost upon us. Scott Davley in 10th place, because Jumbo is in 11th, and then it's Todd Antonio. Jumbo also making return to OFR Replay Station. Always good to have him, as well as Todd, of course, as well, but clearly have not trained so much as the others with this particular combo of car and track. The Renault RS1 is a very pleasant car to drive, but does require a little bit of practice. Everyone's still on the lead lap though, and no one is going to be lapped before the end of this race, because Delphi Mora, the race leader, is already in the last lap, and these two are still at it, as the English would say. Now one more lap to go for Simon Allen and Kevin Allen, and does not seem to me that Kevin has what it takes to make a move, because he's quite close to Simon Allen, but not close enough. We did not have any situation where Kevin Allen could potentially make a clean move on Simon Allen. Now this is Delphine Mora. 2 seconds now, and Delphine Mora could control this gap for a few more corners and actually win this race. This is Simon Allen and Kevin Allen. A few more corners to go. This is the race leader. This is second place, and now we have 4 corners to go, and Delphine Mora is going to win that number 22 Ventador, the car with the blue livery. Oh, look at this, only a few more corners to go, and this is now the last chance for Kevin Allen. He gets out of it, but now he's a bit of a, look at this, he's aggressively trying, and this is the race leader for the checkered flag. Delphine Mora is going to win the race, followed by Jorge Jesus, followed by Diogo Silva. Another podium for the Portuguese driver, and 4th place c'est Diogo Almeida, top 4 all Portuguese. And now the 5th place man is the key here is going to be Simon Allen, followed by Kevin Allen. Andre Dalby is going to finish in 7th, followed by Darren Head. 9th is John Scott, and completing the top 10, the American at home Scott Davley. Jumbo is going to be 11th, and Todd Antonio is going to be 12th place in this race. Everyone finishes on the lead lap. It was a good race, not a lot of very wheel-to-wheel action, but of course a lot of close racing, and any mistake was definitely punished in this race. That's Todd Antonio completing the race. There is a confirmation of the podium. C'est Delphine Mora, Jorge Jesus and Diogo Silva. See you in the next round. Bye bye. Au revoir.